What up, YouTube Digital? Just kind of wired up this little display here for a second. Hopefully it stays on. Okay, LEDs. Two different styles here. These round ones, the little grid pattern ones, are SMDs. Okay, and then you have on top, you have a regular 5mm one that I use. It's actually pretty bright, but it just doesn't look like it in this video. It's not getting enough power because of all of these being used. Now, Captain Burrs did a video on flashlights, which I agree with. Now, I replaced all my bag lights with these ones from Costco because they're just better. A lot more light, a lot smaller, a lot lighter, a lot more portable, uses less power, everything else. The light itself will last longer, and some people gave them shit for whatever reasons. Who cares? This 5mm, which is the round one, is this same light right here. This is what just a CR whatever battery, and it lights up pretty good. Okay, this was a Browning keychain light, and it's push button and also has a lock. I took the white one out because it wasn't bright enough. Now, these square ones clearly are going to be used in interior lighting of my car. But these are like the new Crees and stuff like that. They're surface mounted lights. These ones up here have a prism built into them. So depending on the way they are is the viewing angle on this one. I think these ones are 112 degrees. That means they will shoot out like probably more. 190 would be like this, so 112 would be like that. About right. Now, if you take a surface mount, they don't really have a prism on the top of them or a lens, as you can see. So they shoot it straight. You don't get any side action, you only get straight action. And they fade out pretty quick. So, you have to add something to do that, which is one of these round style caps. Now, I'm going to show you something. This, when you're looking for a new flashlight, you should be looking for this style. Look how big that LED looks compared to, one of these little circles. It's like twice his size. Now these are both made by the same company, Nebo Tools, and you can see this one looks the same. This is a 220, that's a 250. So let's take this apart, shall we? That's how big the light is. That little tiny thing. But put the prism in front of it. It's huge. You know, take the prism off. It's not. So these prisms offer a lot for these style lights. So you should keep that in check. I mean, it's kind of flips the image upside down too. As you can see my finger. And wish I can get this out. Most of these are flat on the bottom, or they have a slight concave, and they're rounded up here, so they're really thick. And that's going to change the degree of angle from just let me move this back out of the way, kind of a, more, see how that's kind of squarish. And yeah, it's flooding the whole area, but it's not really focused. Now, I think I can also turn that in. Let me try this. See, even turning this in doesn't do anything. Now watch when I put on the lens, how much of a difference it'll make. See how it seems brighter, it's more focused, and I could spin it out the spot. So if you buy a newer flashlight, make sure, and I got a remote on this one, make sure it does have that style deal. Now, the other thing I keep hearing on YouTube is these things are heat sinks. And I've even heard the manufacturers say that, and that's a bullshit lie. If these things got that hot, you wouldn't be able to hold them. Okay, because that means this part would be the hottest. Right in here. Well, you wouldn't be able to hold the light. You'd be burning your fucking hand. The fact is the Cree does need a heatsink. It is on the back of it. And they usually just a little tiny thing. And it's in this area right here. It's pointed down. Sometimes they'll connect it to the frame because these are aluminum and they can dissipate heat easier. So sometimes the aluminum body can get a little warm, but not hot. Okay? So it's no real heatsink. What these were intended for is now cops are switching to these. Now, when you had the not the Surefires, but the mag lights, you had the big, the 3C, 4D, and you fucking fling that thing on your shoulder. And if anybody comes after you, you can fucking strike them. You could take it, you can back strike a fucking window in a car or something like that. And, basically, bust windows and shit like that. Well, you can't with those. Try to disconnect this. gotta remember to plug this back in. There. You can't do that with these style things. So that's why these are in here. These work like porcelain. Some of them are very sharp. They're very angled. If you look, they're very angled, very sharp, like in here. And if you hit a window with the corner, you're most likely going to bust the glass. So that's what they're there for. The other thing they're there for is what people don't realize is for self-defense. And people always talk about self-defense, like they need the gun or something like that. Well, these things are great for self-defense. You're walking, you're, doing your thing. Somebody comes up to you, you fucking put 250 lumens in their face, and they're going to be blinded. You're not. Okay? They're blinded. Now, while they're blinded, you can throw reverse hammers just all day long. And I suggest forehead. Now, the reason being is if you're in a self-defense situation, you're not a big fighter. You're not a big boxer. You can sit there and throw or wrestle or anything else like that. You don't really have that much training. And all you have is something like this. And you don't have a situation where you can pull out a firearm. Because remember, in almost every state, you can only pull it out 1% of the time. So that other 99% of the time, you better figure something else out. Now, busting this on their forehead, your skin is thin, you got hard bone behind it, these things are going to sink in and start popping blood vessels. That blood is going to come drip, drip, drip down in front of their eyes. Who's going to have a problem seeing now? You or them? Now, I'm telling you this because... Never mind. The other thing, if I was looking, nose, just straight onto the fucking nose, or the bridge of the nose, if you can, get down and hit down like that. I'm always keeping a hand up when I fight. It's just what I've been, I won't say trained to do, but it's what I do. And the reason is I'm more of a grappler than a fighter. Could I sit around and, box, go up, and stuff like that? Yeah. But would I rather, you throw a punch, me miss, me go this way, me grab your arm and take your whole body down to the ground, and now you're my bitch? Yeah. But regardless, I like to keep my hand here. So that's me. You can put it on your cock and spank it for all I care. But smack the side of the nose, smack the front of the nose. People don't realize this. If you get a good punch into the nose, below the bridge, right about in here, this area right in here, you can actually make people tear up. That's why sometimes a quick jab like that is a good thing. The other reason I like keeping another hand up is I like to keep people's focus over here. Sleight of hand, If I'm holding the flashlight and I'm starting to do stuff with this hand, you might not know. I'm just gonna bop you. The other thing you can do is hit on ear. That there's plenty of things that even if you can't get a direct hit, even if you get like a scave hit, where you're just going down the side, you gash shit out of someone. And, if they turn their head just the slightest like that, pop them on the side of the head a couple times. And I mean, you just gotta people don't know how fast that they can actually be. Even me. People don't realize how fast, I could bam, 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 be done. Throw those on there a couple times on the back of the head, front, and back up, and it's time to get the fuck out. If you don't know what you're doing, get the fuck out. You got a guy bleeding all this shit. He's gonna sit there and start thinking, do I want to pursue this or not? A serious attacker? Probably not. The other thing is, people carry, knives all the time. Oh, what's your EDC, dude? I usually carry the Kara. I don't know why I have my wife's lady. Which one is this one? Which one is this? The Robin. I have the whole series, and this is the smallest one, and I give it to my wife because usually Works will allow ones with really short 2-inch blades and stuff. So, there's mine. See, the Kara, which is the bigger brother, and there's a Meadow right in the middle. But I like carrying this one. Now, if I'm carrying this one and if I have to open it up, people have asked about knife tactics before, and I'm not going to get too far into them. I'm going to just say that, one, opening it up this way, there's probably the two best ways I would say fighting with it would be reverse, like this, and this is, goddamn it, I'm gonna have to fuck some shit up, or like this. And a lot of people don't realize that their blade is still sharp enough right here that you can go up and cut someone's forehead, or even just nick their nose or their lip or their chin or their side of their face, or just nick something. Yeah, well, like your forehead.
Mm-hmm. So it'll go into your eye.
Yeah,
Make you blind.
Yeah, she ran into her door throwing a fit, and she hit the stop piece, the stop strip for the door, and it split her skin open on her forehead. Let me show you the scar.
Yeah, it's all stitched up.
But the scar is right here. But it doesn't take much to split that skin open right there.
Yeah.
But she had blood just pouring in this eye.
And you stopped the blood flowing down into my eye.
Well, of course I did, because I know what I'm doing. Now, you go sit down.
Okay.
Is Dad fast with his hands?
Yeah. from here in a couple seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
Like this. Like that.
Almost got her. But anyhow, sometimes I like to fight like this because I don't want to hurt somebody. I just need to open them up enough to get them to, whoa. So I'll turn it around, and I'm just basically using the very tip of it to scratch them deeper than normal. If I need to really get their attention, then I can flip it over and I will pick areas that I personally know that don't have a lot of huge vessels, so the bleeding could be stopped. I'd still go for the forehead, maybe the nose, stuff like that. Maybe an eyebrow, chin. But I'd stay away from like the belly, because you fucking cut like this with the, going across the belly, something like that, and their shit all falls out and everything. Not a good thing. So, another way of defending yourself with a knife, this is funny, is to sit here and hold it, and when somebody goes to punch you in the face, you put the knife in front of it and let them punch the knife. Believe it or not, when people punch knives, they tend not to like it. Who knew? Who knew? Sometimes it's that fucking easy. Sometimes just taking it out and just showing it like that, or getting your arch on like that and just being ready, they're gonna look at you and go, okay, fuck this. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna tell you that anyone in this house right now can hear what I'm saying on this video. My wife's in the other room here, my daughter's in there. I have a problem with sticking my hand out the window, flipping people off and saying fuck you and shit like that to people and cussing them out and shit. I haven't had anybody actually try to hit me in 16 years. That person got their ass beat. Most people don't know how to fight, and most people are too scared. You don't need to fucking kill them. Learn a few fucking anything, and you don't need to kill them. So, yeah.